Hey guys, welcome to the Curvy Corner, and today we're going to talk about loving yourself for yourself. Now, I know that seems like a pretty simple concept, but oftentimes we try to heal our wounds in ourselves for someone else, and in the end, you're not truly going to heal the way that you need to unless you are doing it for yourself. It's truly going to have to come from within, and the only way that it can truly come from within is if you're doing it for yourself. Remember, boys are temporary. Some of the people, a lot of the people in your life are temporary, but you have to remember that you will always be with you. And if you're not doing things and making decisions that are making yourself happy, and you're not doing it for yourself, then you're doing yourself no justice at all, because you're not living for yourself, you're living for someone else. And I can't tell you how toxic that is. I know that you want to make someone happy, you really want to find someone who's going to love you, but you have to realize the person that loves you is going to love you for the way that you are, not the way that you make yourself for them. You see what I'm saying? You have to love yourself for yourself in order to truly find self-love. You have to remember that you are worth something, not because someone else has made you worth something, and not because you are owned by someone else, but because you simply exist. You're worth the existence because you're here. There's no two ways about it. You're worth anything in the world. You're worth any goals that you have, your career choice, you're worth 3 a.m. waffles. What I'm trying to say is that no matter what you think that is going to come out of loving yourself for another person or another reason, besides to make yourself happy, you're not going to truly be happy. And I know it's really easy to put on this facade and try to be happy when you're not. Like, I've done it plenty of times, and it's just not healthy. It ends up making you sadder because you're having to put on an act every time that you talk to someone, every time that you're around a certain person. You have to be yourself. You have to have a sit down with yourself and say, from this day on, I am going to accept the flaws that I have, I'm going to improve on ones that I want to improve on, and I'm going to make myself better for me, because the person that stands at the altar with me is going to love every single thing about me. They aren't going to care. But I don't want this to sound like I'm giving you relationship advice, because you have to remember, relationships aren't a mandatory part of life. They're really great, and sometimes people want them to be mandatory. But if you're not the type of person who's looking for a man or a woman, that's completely fine. No one should pressure you to do anything that you don't want to do. If you never want to get married, that's totally fine. If you never want to date or anything and you just want to focus on yourself, that's great. I actually encourage that you should focus on yourself first before you ever involve another person in your life, because if you choose to involve another person in your life, you're not where you want to be, then that person can drag you down or sway your path, and this is your path for you to walk down alone. It's great to have friends or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whatever to help you along your way, but you have to remember that you need to take that stand for yourself, because you're worth it. I'm sorry if this was a little bit repetitive. I just have really felt it on my chest a lot lately, that sometimes we preach to young girls and young boys that they should improve themselves so that so-and-so will love them, and the only person that you need to love at the end of the day is yourself.